Gemini, welcome to your Sunday Shuffle. This week we're going to focus on pathways, purpose, and prosperity. Do keep in mind when we talk about things like pathway and career, it can get very, very specific, which means some folks are elated to see themselves so strongly in a reading, and other folks are absolutely irritated because they don't see themselves at all. Okay, no problem. Check your other placements. I promise you will find yourself in there somewhere. Okay, what's going on, please, for Gemini? Purpose, pathway, career, job, work, abundance, purpose. Show me these things, please, for Gemini. We're going to start with layering some oracles for you, and then we'll throw down some tarot. What's going on, please, for Gemini? Careers, pathways, purpose, prosperity, abundance, work. What's going on? Justice, teaching. Oh, yeah, we got a couple of things here. Justice, teaching, and books. Man, learned. Learned. Excellent. Oh, wow. Look at that across the board. Justice. Your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. So that is anything from the legal field to the protective services, you name it. Sense of justice, sense of protection. I'm here for everyone equally. Okay, so that's really going into the legal fields, technical fields, and protection services. Makes sense. And then teaching. Some of you are educators. You inspire young people to learn. Some of you wish to, let's say you're in one and you wish to go to the other. Makes sense. And books. You connect to your life purpose through your involvement with books. So some of you are very avid readers and you teach through writing and or reading. Goodness, that's quite a bit. That's a lot of confirmation. Let's see how we can get these to tie together. I like this. Some of you would like to become teachers. Let's say you've been in the justice field, the legal field, or the protective fields forever, and you'd like to transition into teaching or the other way around. But there is much to be learned, and that's pretty much this Gemini's disposition. There's much to be learned, and I'm in a position to teach others, or I would like to, right? Because the Gemini mind, as we know, is always expanding and always evolving. And when this happens, when you have that natural inclination, you're going to want to share what you know, as you should. My favorite Gemini of all time said once, there is value in all living things. And, that's what they wish to impart and teach upon others. There's value in all living things, and the mind is ever expanding and ever evolving. What's going on, please? Can I get more, please? Can I get more, please? There's so much there. So wonderful. Some of you, like I said, are very, very learned, highly productive. There's nothing that you can't do with the Empress energy there. Beautiful. Some of you might have some very strong Libra in your chart, by the way. But no, there's nothing you can't do. Highly productive, fruitful, and generous. Some of you are very generous with your time. Some of you are very generous teachers, and some of you are very generous in terms of your level of protection and doing right by others, Protective. So we must remember the Emperor and Empress are also very protective by nature. Anything else in here, please? No, I think that was about it, Gemini, honey. Yep. All right, let's get cracking. Let's throw down. Well, that's great. We can start and stop with the Empress too. That's fine with me. Very giving, very generous, very protective. Okay, and like I said, the Empress, she is really the highest functioning card in tarot, the most productive, because she's a life force, life bringer. So it's not just about being able to give birth. It's about anything that you bring into the world that has a lot of value attached to it, the life force. So let's see, Gemini, please. Let's see, Gemini, and their pathway, purpose, and careers. Some of you wish to write the books that kids read out of. Some of you wish to teach others from the books you have read or written. And justice, everyone should have equal knowledge, right? Education should be fair, equal, but I strongly sense some of you legal, technical fields where all should be given fair or a sense of fairness or protection. Okay, the Tower, interesting. 7 of Pentacles, growth. Oh yes, 10 of Swords. Oh yes. Okay, 5 of Pentacles. It's hard, honey. Some of you are giving some serious thought to some really deep transformation. You've already told me that you are well practiced at a particular craft, but you have felt that the extent of what it can do for you monetarily or in terms of fulfillment has stopped and stagnated. I'm sure that you are highly competent. You're showing me high levels of competence. Hello, it's been a long day. But you can't help but wonder if that time has come to a close. And also, there is a monetary component that says, I don't think I'm being compensated as much as I ought to be. You're highly competent, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're being compensated, right? So the Tower begs the question, should we make radical change? Are you willing to part ways with something that you have put a lot of your life into, a lot of your investment into, a lot of your time, energy, and effort into? Let's take a look. Let's see that Tower, please. Show me that Tower, show me that Tower, show me that Tower. Show me that Tower, please. Show me that Tower, show me the Tower. Show me the Tower, please. Ah, the Devil, afraid to change. King of Cups, the Knight of Swords. Oh, yeah. There's fear in your heart about making change. It's not that it hasn't been with you. Of course it's been with you. You've thought about it. Tower's powerful. It would require active change, not passive change, right? In other words, you'd have to initiate it yourself. And, you know, the Devil can be a fearful thing. Don't change. Don't change, Gemini. Don't change. Don't change. Don't change. But that comes from fear from the heart, you know, to take action. Take action for you and your best interest and what it is that you actually want to do. Change is a choice. And that Devil, even in career, has a way of talking to us. Stay where you are. You're comfortable. The pay is just right. The benefits are just right. Doesn't matter if you're miserable. Keep doing this. That's fear. And it's literally fear attached to the heart space. Otherwise, your knight is ready to go with the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords would actually, your particular knight, would actually like to attack that particular tower. So there's another part of you that knows that you desire change. And your heart, it looks like it holds you back. Not because it's a bad heart. It's actually quite a full heart with the King of Cups. It's just fears attached to the heart. You know, afraid to take action in that particular direction, even though you know you could do. You've thought about it, especially if your energy is the way I think it is. You've had ample time to think about it, because what you have around you that you currently participate in terms of time, energy, and effort in order to acquire income says that you're old hand at it. It's practiced, it's well rooted, but it's topped out. So in other words, there's a certain level of fulfillment in it and a certain level of monetary compensation attached to it that's not exactly great either. Okay. I might get back to that. But first, show me your Seven of Pentacles. Show me that Seven of Pentacles. Show me that Seven of Pentacles, please. Show me that Seven of Pentacles. Show me that Seven of Pentacles, please. Show me that Seven of Pentacles, please. Strength. Knight of Cups. The Hierophant. I knew I was going to see the Hierophant. I saw it. I saw it in my mind's eye before it flipped out. You have such beautiful intentions. You really do. You have such a higher self, and some of you desire to teach so badly. So the Hierophant is the ultimate teacher. People look to him for wisdom and guidance. The Emperor is more for managerial roles, director roles. You know, his word is law. This is how we're going to do it. And the Hierophant can have those same level of responsibilities. He can be head honcho, but he's more of the indicator of look to me for guidance. So that's why he's associated with teaching. And not just teaching, like upper level. Teaching very difficult concepts to people, so such as working in higher education as a professor, or your spiritual guidance, okay, such as a spiritual guru, stuff like that. So these are lessons that are hard learned, but well practiced. Again, the Hierophant's not a newbie, right? He's been doing what he's been doing for a long time. The Knight of Cups is strength. You have such a desire to expand beyond your Seven of Pentacles, which again is comfort. It's rooted, it's established, but it doesn't seem to feed you at the spiritual level in terms of what it is you actually seem to want to do in terms of vocation. Okay. And when you think about what it is you want to do in terms of vocation, your heart loosens up immediately, whereas over here, the idea of change, the Devil clamps down on your heart. But when you actually think about putting into practice this concept of teaching, learned from books, education, skills, your heart softens and it relaxes. And it would actually like to move in that direction. And it's been with you a long time, Seven of Pentacles. You've been doing whatever else you've been doing for a long time too. But this desire, this dream in you is just as deeply rooted, even though you haven't been practicing it. Not that I think. I see you doing something else that you're afraid to transition out of. You didn't even bring that up. It could be back over here in that justice field. Legal, technicality, and protection, right? All right, let's keep cracking. Let's see that Ten of Swords. Let's see that Ten of Swords. Show me that Ten of Swords. Show me that Ten of Swords. I think many of you, it doesn't have to be direct translation and teaching, guys. It's about the education of others. So what wisdom are you imparting upon others? What the subject matter is entirely up to you. That's entirely up to you. It's what he represents. That's what counts. So it doesn't have to be like, Christina, I don't want to teach 10-year-olds. I'm not talking about that. It can do. Some of you literally do want to teach kids. It's more about the concept of the thing. You want people to look to you, okay, because you have a lot of wisdom in you, and you want to share it with others. Some of that, and some of it's spiritual. Some of it is book learning, right? Some of it is technical, but you gravitate towards it spiritually. The real world activities says stay where you are, you know. And that's the devil talking as far as I can tell. Show me that Ten of Swords, Ten of Cups, Temperance, the King of Pentacles. I gotcha. I gotcha. I gotcha. I gotcha. You have other things at play. You have a household. The Gemini I'm looking at says you have a household. King of Pentacles, Temperance, and the Ten of Cups. Because things are well in the household, that's why you haven't shifted or transitioned, right? Because you've been a good provider. That's why. Because you're like, well, Christina, because again, King, Queen of Pentacles, this is personal household. Can he represent boss energy? Yeah, but it's really a personal household. Financial stability at home. Resourcefulness, head of household, income earning. This is my personal money. This is my personal home space. This is the work I've put into it. Temperance, time has passed, and it seems like everyone's emotionally supported, happy, and healthy. And that is through your productive efforts. You know this. Ten of Swords, that's what causes you pain and conflict. What if you can't meet this same level? I understand. So this is where you've done a damn good job for yourself and for those who depend upon you. But that doesn't mean you are personally satisfied, right? And that meets that old crux. It's a classic crux, honey. You're not the only person to experience this. You will not be the last person to experience it. My family and whoever else is in here thrives under my work, and that's been proven over time because I'm steady, because I'm solid, because I've stuck to this particular skill. We have all thrived. I can't deny that. However, it's not exactly what I want to do. I understand. Okay. You are very good at what you do because when you reflect upon your household, everyone's shining and healthy because of your efforts. So congratulations to you. Very much so. You know, you want a happy, healthy, thriving family, and you're like, sometimes what I want to do has to take a back seat. The only reason I'm going to push back on you is because that devil's attached to your heart. I think you could be just as skilled, happy, and thriving, and whatever else it is you want to do. But you're not going to see it that way if you're afraid to make change, because it's like, my home world is peaceful and thriving, calm, happy, and healthy. I don't want to screw that up, and that's where I think the real devil is. But it's a darn good reflection on you that you have managed to maintain such a healthy sense of home and family, despite doing something you're not particularly thrilled with, or you outgrew it. Maybe you love it, but you outgrew it. The Tower here suggests transformation. So whatever it is that you've been doing, you would still kind of stay in the same vein of it, just in a different way. So let's say you've had a particular skill and you've been doing it for 10, 15, 20 years. Well, now perhaps instead of practicing this skill, you want to teach it to others. You see what I'm saying? Instead of you yourself practicing it. Does that make sense? So it still revolve around the same subject, but the output would be different. So that's what I mean by transformation. But the devil comes in and says, like, well, maybe you should be afraid of this, though. I get it, though. You've done a beautiful job providing. You have. I mean, everything in your home world, your family says are healthy and thriving, and I don't want to fuck that up. I'm scared of that. I understand. And that's reasonable. It is reasonable. I'm not saying it's not. It's reasonable. Show me that Five of Pentacles, please. I mean, look at that. Look at that. You know, it looks like you have emotional support, honey, from those who live with you or benefit from your work. It looks like they have a strong support system. You know? Let's see that Five of Pentacles. I do not know if he will break away. Let's take a look. Show me that Five of Pentacles. Show me that Five of Pentacles. You have produced such an excellent quality of life for you and your family, and You've been an empress here. The security is here by your benefit, by your goodwill, by your energy. I can see why you'd be afraid to transform that particular source of income. It makes sense. I don't know. I suppose I just want to see you be more personally satisfied. Can you find a compromise between the two? I don't know. The moon, death, the ace of pentacles, five of pentacles. Wow. Very heavy water energy here. You might have some very strong water in your chart, particularly Pisces, Scorpio. Five of pentacles, the moon, death, ace of pentacles. Wow. I think you're becoming more and more comfortable with the unknown. It's no guarantee of results, but instead of assuming, of being afraid of abandonment, you're actually starting to open the door more and more in this particular subject. Instead of thinking if I switch up roles, everything's going to go to hell. That's fear of abandonment. That's that Five of Pentacles. That's your devil talking. I'll lose all my money. No, you've kind of started leaning away from the negativity and started thinking more about possibility. In other words, you're kind of trying to kill the moon and kill all the negativity attached with this concept of transformation, which does call to you. The only reason I'm seeing it is because it's in your energy. You immediately opened up with the Tower and the fear to make change, which tells me by default that you actually desire transformation. It's just the idea of it's scary. Whether or not you will, it doesn't look like you're pressured to, except for one thing. You desire it, and you struggle to come to terms with your desire. That's why I asked, can you find a compromise between the two? But while I do not see you completely shifting gears, you are now allowing yourself to actively address the concept of shifting gears in a more plausible, instead of just dismissing it. It's impossible, I'm afraid to, or just put it under the moon, I'll think about it later, right? You're actually killing that. You're not automatically assuming it's a fearful thing sometime in the future, and you're not automatically assuming to dismiss it. It's like, what if? You're just now starting to allow yourself at some point in the future asking yourself, what if? So I want to take away from this, there doesn't seem to be a rush on you in terms of it has to be solved right now. This is more of an inner dialogue that's running in you and has been running around you for a while. I think you'll be giving yourself more and more opportunity to look at this further in future instead of, again, just dismissing it. At some point, you're going to start taking that idea of a new opportunity very seriously. But again, in the interim, just, allow me to be the first to congratulate you for having such a happy, healthy, thriving household, even though sometimes it disappoints you being in the role that you have been. You've done a heck of a job securing. It's beautiful, and I know that's the biggest influential factor by far why the transformation effect hasn't taken place. Because there's so much beauty in you. There's so much productivity in you. And it's like everything you do very well. And you might have started out absolutely loving what it is you did, but over time, it started to mean something different. But you're good at it. It allowed you and your family to thrive, But we grow as people, we change. I've changed careers many times, not jobs, careers, honey. Full careers. Why? Because I can. Because I know I can. I give myself the power. I founded, my career and my fortune, if you will, early in life, and it gave me the power to do other things because I believed in myself like you do here. And knowing what your worth is and striving for it and then you accumulate it. And then it's kind of like I said before, you're free to move about the cabin, honey. You get to choose. You get to choose. You get to choose to transform or to not transform. But if you want to, if you really desire it, if you really desire to teach others, as I believe you do, you will find ways to incorporate this more and more. And then you will better understand and stop thinking that transformation is a scary place that I shouldn't go to. That concept's going to start to die. And you're going to start to take any other opportunities very seriously. Rather, you will start to bring it into reality, the possibility of a brand new opportunity. I don't know. It's beautiful. You really do. There's a strong imprint upon you, honey, to teach others. It's a desire that's been with you for a long time. And when you contemplate on it, this is how I know it's kind of right for you. Your heart space softens. It stops being so fearful. Something to think about. But otherwise, congratulations. Congratulations, though. It's no easy thing to provide that level of security for you and yours, and do that thing over and over again, even though it doesn't particularly satisfy. See, your thoughts are sometimes venomous. It's on the sideways. Sometimes your mind speaks against you. Sometimes you allow yourself that inner dialogue to come out, and it's not so venomous. You know, that's that devil energy. Okay. For some of you, 7 is important. Okay, mature woman, 6. Okay. For some of you, there might be, this is either you are the mature woman, okay, and, you know, you talk yourself out of things quite a bit, even though you know you could, yet you have a history of supplying stability and resourcefulness, or this is an influence around you who might put negative thoughts into your head. I hope not. I'm assuming that because I saw the devil attached to your heart space over here, that these sometimes poisonous thoughts, I can't do it, it's too hard to change, it'll fail, those are venomous thoughts, and they're not helping you. I hope that whoever's around you is not supplying you with that. However, there could be a mature woman's influence in here as well. Hopefully it's not negative. Okay, what's going on here, please? 44. Get out that spyglass. Take a closer look at the details. Okay, I can tell that you value learning. I can tell that you value education. And there are sometimes that you can really see yourself contributing to the zeitgeist of knowledge, you know? There you go. It's in there somewhere, honey. It's in there somewhere. Anything else in here, please? 7, message. Write your thoughts down. I agree. Write your thoughts down. I don't know that you're particularly receiving a message. You could do. But I'm seeing this as write your thoughts down to yourself, and that will help you clarify. Gemini, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments as you see fit. Take care. Be well.